episode number 8 of the BullDog Bark, where we talk nothing but Crown Point football, and every week we are blessed. We are blessed to be joined by the man, the myth, the legend, Coach Craig Gazee. How you doing, Coach?
Wow, you said that just like I wrote it, Ski. Very good. How about this crowd tonight, I mean, I love being at Station 21, but we're sort of outgrowing this place right now. You know, we have to look maybe at the fairgrounds or something.
We have to look at the fairgrounds. They do have some nice signature seating out there.
Absolutely.
That'd be really good.
Yep.
Wow, it's middle of October.
Can you believe it?
Yeah, I cannot.
Can you believe we're going 8 into our seniors' last game?
Last game of the year.
Last regular season.
You gotta love the month of October, right? Halloween.
Love October. I just love the weather. You know, practices are nice and crisp. I mean, it's just it's a football month, right? And it's we've been blessed to be able to play this game for 7 weeks, and we got 2 more to knock out, and we got definitely a formidable opponent this week in Chesterton.
Well, we're starting a new write-in question to Coach Buzz and through our social media. And today our question comes from Cedar Lake, Indiana.
Cedar Lake.
And the question is, Coach, what are you going to be for Halloween? Oh. You got a couple weeks until Halloween. You got to start planning. What are you thinking about?
Ooh, man. Maybe I'm a masquerade as a head football coach.
Oh.
Maybe start that. You know, right? That's a good question, but at some point you got to let me in on these questions so I can think about that.
Oh, I figured you already know. You start planning.
I haven't given it a thought, but I will tell you, our quarterback Kyle Brainerd dressed up like me and my wife a couple of years ago, and it was outstanding.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe we'll have to get a picture of that and you can put it on the bark here.
There we go.
But
we got some more time to think about it throughout the month, and we can talking about if you're going to be giving out full-size candy bars to trick-or-treaters and all that. So get your address and everything out. So
probably not.
Oh, okay. Well, let's talk football. That's
probably get my windows soaked, huh? Is that how it works? They do that anymore?
I don't know.
We used to do it all the time.
I haven't seen a TP job in a long time.
Nope.
Knock on wood.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. How about some football?
We know you will always be able to talk about that. It's a 42-0 win, a first true shutout from both the A squad and the B squad to pull that one out. And overall, a nice job again on Friday night.
Yeah. I thought I don't know if we brought our A game, to be honest with you, and that was always a concern, coming off the week before. But I was really happy for our defense. Our first team guys have had about 5 shutouts, but haven't had the number to show it because we put our JV in, and sometimes we put our freshmen in, and they squander a touchdown or so. So it was really good to see. It didn't look good for a while, right? Laporte there at the end was trying to get in the end zone, but our guys stood up and did a great job of keeping out of the end zone. So good for our defense getting shut out, and offensively again put some points up on the board, but don't think we were as sharp as we needed to be, and hopefully we could work on some things this week and get that taken care of.
Well, it seems like every game has been a home game, and then you finally have an away game, and it's an hour-long trip all the way out to Laporte. Those trips are never fun.
They aren't, but that's just part of it. People got to come to us as well, and we got to get off the bus ready to play. And I think we were. We just just weren't as sharp as we normally were. But here we are complaining about a 42-0 win, right? But we did put the ball on the ground once during the first half, and that's uncharacteristic. We had an interception, that's uncharacteristic, and we got stopped on the first drive of the game, which was uncharacteristic. That's 3 really potential scores that we could have had. So we got to sharpen up and button some things up for this week.
Now, Coach, I know Noah had not had an interception this season until that play, but if you'll take a look at the screen right now and take a look at this play, we had the perfect angle for it. It actually, you can see the ball hit the ground right there. It should have probably been an incomplete pass. They're not going to call it back now, of course, but with the blessings of slow-mo, you can see that it definitely hit the ground.
Well, are you advocating for the replay at the high school level? If that's the case,
if it's there, I'm right on the sideline.
Right, well, we got a guy. Exactly, we got a guy, and I know sometimes you volunteered your services.
I have volunteered,
and that'll get me a trip to the parking lot when I walk that camera out there. But it was one of those things that we went deep on a ball, and and might have been a little bit underthrown, but we really tell our receivers that they got to fight for the football. If they don't catch it, nobody catches it. I'll even take an offensive interference, before that. So, but it happens, and I think he's got maybe 21 or 22 touchdowns against 1 interception. So,
that's still pretty good.
That's still not bad. Correct.
Well, let's talk about the Station 21 players of the game today. And leading off, we've heard the name quite a few times already. Trevor Gibbs gets the defensive nod.
Trevor Gibbs, you hear him on offense, and now you hear him on defense, and just a stalwart for us in the middle of the defense. And you put him and you put Lucas in that middle. You got 2 really, really good high school linebackers in there. So Trevor's been playing all over the field for us, and we're glad to have him on our side. He's one heck of a player, that's for sure.
Offensively, the offensive player of the week goes to Jaden Rodriguez in the backfield.
Jaden Rodriguez is coming in, and he's always backing up Larry, but he can play running back for a lot of teams, and we gave him the award today, and Coach Evans said over the last 4 games he's been averaging 13.8 yards a carry. That's pretty good too. So it's always good to have a guy that you can put in there. Larry got dinged up a little bit in the Valpo game, and we insert Jaden, and the first carry we give him, he goes to the house, a 40-yard touchdown. He's got great vision and does a great job of carrying the ball. So really, really happy for Jaden.
Hey, maybe late in the season you can work in that wishbone. They still do that?
Well, some people got a wishbone. Yeah, some people do. I don't know if you'll see it on us. Okay. But we'll see.
The Station 21 Special Teams Player of the Week this week, Logan Rodriguez.
Logan Rodriguez. Again, we had him on our show a week or 2 ago, and it's one of those guys, sort of like the guys that we brought up, but we're bringing in here today. Just a program guy, and he's bided his time, and he has had an exceptional year, and not only on defense, but we expect our starters to go out there and play on special teams, and he's done it. And fantastic job. Really happy for Logan. The year he's having has just been spectacular.
Let's take a look at the Station 21 JV Players of the Week. It's Rocco and Zaid.
Both those guys, Rocco Di Silvestro and Zaid Tadros has just, it worked and worked and worked, and Zaid has really worked his way into getting into our rotation on the varsity level, and Rocco had a big interception and big win again for our JV this week, and we're good to see those guys keep rolling, but congratulations to those guys.
And finally, of course, the Scout Players of the Week from Station 21. Tell us who they are this week.
Yeah, we got Carson Newhall, and we got Kais Elion, as well as our special teams, our black shirt, Parker Teeble. And again, we're only as good as that scout team, right? And you're seeing success that we're having on both offense, defense, and special teams. That black shirt award is a special award. It's basically one of the guys in practice all week long that we have them all wear a black shirt, and anytime we need a scout defense or scout special team, they get out there and they take a lot of pride in that, and that's why we have a special award for them.
And this week, the bone-crushing play of the week goes to Griffin Van Titchell.
Griffin Van Titchell has been another exceptional, junior who started for us as a sophomore, and a lot of these guys, you've heard their names a lot during games for the last couple of years, and you think, man, it's only a junior, right? So him and Dom Fenton have done an exceptional job in the secondary, and Griff came up and laid the wood to someone, and I think Coach Evans actually nominated him, and once he took a look at it, it was very, very deserving. So Griffin Van Titchell earns our Bone Crusher of the week.
We were kind of rooting and trying to get people to vote for Larry Ellison. He put his shoulder down on the offense one time and just rolled over a kid.
As he was running the ball?
As he was running the ball.
Yeah. I think Larry only had 8 carries. We really wanted to throw the ball against, that week and iron some things out. But Larry only had 8 carries in the game, and hopefully he's fresh, for the next couple of weeks. But I know exactly the run you were looking at, boy. He made contact, and probably 12 yards later he was finally down. But Larry's a hard runner.
Well, we have a couple of guests here today, Coach. With us today is Cole Emmanuel and Andy Parent. They're going to be joining me here in just a little bit. Talk about them. Why are they here today?
Well, again, 2 of our seniors on the defensive side of the ball. Cole is a kid that started for us as a sophomore, And that doesn't happen very often, but now it's a senior year, and he's as dominating as a player on defense as I think there's in the conference. He plays a nose guard. A couple weeks ago, we moved him out to end just because we thought that was where they would be running. And last year he got hurt, and we missed him a ton. But this year he's been healthy, knock on wood, and has been doing an outstanding job for us on the D line. And Andy Parent is just one of those guys. I've used it many times, but a program player that's just made himself into an excellent football player. He's our starting cornerback, and I call him a Garrett guy because he's built himself up in the weight room for Coach Garrett, and nobody works harder in the weight room than he does, and he's had an exceptional year too. So I thought it'd be good to get these two guys highlighted because they certainly deserve it.
Well, we'll be talking to Andy and Cole here in just a little bit. We're going to take a quick station break from Station 21 here and talk to our sponsor, the Nicola Group, as they sponsor us every week. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back and talk some more with Coach Buzz in just a little bit, but our guests are coming, so don't go away. Welcome back to the BullDog Bark. I'm joined by senior defensive back Andy Parent. How you doing?
Doing great.
How about it? Let's hear it. Yeah, you got a bigger ovation than Coach Buzz. Not bad, huh?
Light.
There you go. Well, Andy, it's been a tremendous season. You guys are 7-0. Going into this next game, just talk about how much fun it's been this season. Not just winning, but just overall, how much fun has it been?
Oh, it's been a blast. Anytime you get to play with all your friends you've played with since you were little, and you're having success with them, it's going to be great. And winning helps.
It does. It definitely does. Coach was talking about you before you came on. He was talking a little bit about how you've moved and progressed through the program. Talk about your success and kind of where you started as a freshman and how you've gotten to where you are now.
Well, freshman year I was a wide receiver. I had a good year, but and then sophomore year I was playing receiver. They asked if I would play some DB, take some reps there. And then I decided that sophomore year that I liked DB and I wanted to keep going there, and I thought I'd have success there. So I moved to DB last year. I was all over, playing 3 different positions at DB. And then finally this year, I got my shot to really step up and be a leader as the senior DBs left, and trying to make the most of it as much as I can. Be a leader for the young guys coming in and trying to teach them what I've learned from my seniors when I was younger, teaching them.
So what is that big thing? What is the big thing you've learned about playing defense?
I think with defense, it's the mentality. And I think we have a great mentality here at Crown Point where, every time you see our defense, you got 7 guys, red hats, running to the ball, aggressive, play, have the mentality of other teams limping back to the bus, really just play hard out. And winning helps, and playing with your friends, playing with your friends definitely helps with that mentality and keeping that aggressiveness on defense, and that's what I really like about it.
Coach talked a lot about you and said much of your success came after this summer and really hitting the weight room. He said there's nobody that works harder in the weight room than you. Talk about that and your mentality and how much the weight room has helped you.
The weight room has helped me a ton. Coach Garrett, I think, is probably, I'd put my money on, he's the best strength coach in the state. And I know he has all our best intentions in his mind, and he really cares about us and wants us to see us succeed and wants to see our football program succeed. So if I can be a part of that and, like I said, be a leader in, showing the younger kids that, if you work hard in the weight room, that is where my success that I'm having now, working hard in the weight room, that's where it'll get you.
Okay. Well, last home game this week. Has that sunk in? I mean,
no.
You're senior. This could potentially be the last home game.
Yeah,
season's going fast, huh?
I remember running out as a sophomore against Lowell, and I was like, wow, this is awesome. And now I'm I'm about to run out against Chesterton my senior year, and it definitely has not sunk in yet. Time flew, but again, try to make the most of every minute playing with my friends, because that is finite and it will not last. But it's been a blast. Couldn't ask for a better senior season so far, and we're just going to keep piling on to that.
Keep it rolling. Folks, it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Pleasure.
Andy Parent, defensive back and a senior here.
Yeah, bring it on. Come on.
You did a great job.
Yeah.
Cole's got some shoes to fill after this interview. He did a very nice job, and we'll be talking to Cole in just a second. So don't leave. Stay tuned right here to the BullDog Bark. Back on the BullDog Bark, and today we are joined in the second half by Cole Emmanuelson. That didn't even have to ask for the applause. It just came right there, huh? Well, defensive lineman, you've been moved around a whole bunch. You got injured last year and have come back. Talk about how your mentality getting hurt last year and how badly you wanted to get back into that lineup.
Yeah, so last year got injured before week 1, going into Lowell. It was a big shock, because last year I was really in the mentality is I'm gonna go out here, I'm gonna kick some butt. It got cut short. So now I'm in the mentality of this is my comeback season. I'm coming back. I'm gonna show everyone that I'm still here. I'm still me. I'm gonna do my best for the team.
So much talk this year has been, oh man, Crown Point offensive line is so good. They make such big holes for the running backs. But that defensive line is pretty darn good itself, huh?
Yeah, we're pretty good at filling those holes, getting our gaps, staying low, and we just close up the running lanes for the running backs.
This last week against LaPorte, Word had it -5 yards rushing for that team.
Oh yeah.
I mean, talk about that defensive mentality, and I don't know if it's just the line or if it's the whole entire defense. How do you guys go into a game? I mean, are you saying we're not letting them get a yard, or what do you?
I don't think it's so much we're not going to let them get a yard. Is that we know they're going to want to run. We're not letting anything get through in the box. We're here, we're big, we're not letting you get through. And it's not just the D-line that has that mentality. We got to have the backers having that. We got to have the corners. We even got to have the safeties. Everyone needs to be on the same mentality.
That's cool. That's really cool. I don't know if you heard me and Andy talking, but it's the last home game of the season already.
Yeah.
You probably can't believe that. I mean, talk about how fast this has gone for you, especially this season.
It's gone super fast. I feel like last week we were just playing Lowell, and it's gone by in the blink of an eye. It's just insanely fast.
And is it meaningful to you? I mean, have you played with all of these same guys for a long time? And
I have, yeah. I've started for 3 years since I was a sophomore. I played with Coach Granger and Coach Torres, the defensive coordinators and everything, for 3 years. It's big game, especially being a home game. We got to make a mark. We got to leave our statement.
Well, what's your plans when this year is over? What can we expect from you in the next year?
Next year, I'm going to be fiddling around with some things. I'm going to hopefully try and reach out to some colleges, get some offers. If that doesn't work out, then I'll probably go into the union.
Okay, awesome. Well, hey, it's been great talking to you. I appreciate you coming out.
Thank you for having me.
He's doing amazing things on that offensive or on that defensive line with the whole team. Cole Emmanuelson, we appreciate you coming out. And we are going to be coming back and finishing things up with Coach Buzz here in just a second. So don't leave those seats. Don't touch that dial. We'll be back with more BullDog Bark.
Hi, I'm David Warney from Station 21. I just want to take the opportunity to thank Mark and Coach Buzz for letting us be the proud sponsor of the BullDog Bark. Have a great football season. Go Dogs.
Back with the BullDog Bark for the second half to finish things up with Coach Buzz. And as we always do, we got to talk a little bit about Station 21 and the meals that we had. Coach, you had a roast beef? Is that what you had?
Well, what I had was a Station 21.
Station 21. Thinly sliced beef, okay.
But got it with the au jus, and dip it. Outstanding meal, and was very happy with it. Hard to be unsatisfied when you come here. It's outstanding.
I went with the chicken Alfredo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, I said I usually have a sandwich. I'm going to go with an entree, and it was good. I couldn't put it down. There was too much of it. I'll tell you, the plate was piled up. I couldn't even finish it, but it was very, very good.
Hats off to the chef.
Hats off to the chef. And this week, when we're done here, we're going to go with the dessert menu. And we'll be able to talk about that next week when we come back. But I know you were eyeing the rainbow sprinkle cake.
Yes, I was, but may end up going with the salted caramel brownie. Stay tuned. We'll talk about it next week.
Exactly. We'll talk more about that next week. Right now, let's talk about this big game that's coming up on Friday against the Chesterton Trojans. You're back at home for the last game of the season. It's the last official home game. You don't know if you'll play at home again the rest of the way, starting with the playoffs and stuff. But it's throwback, BullDog Blue. A whole bunch of stuff's happening on Friday night.
Certainly is. So. Talk about the throwback day. We started doing that a couple years ago, a long time ago, way back when. Light blue was a big part of the colors here at Crown Point, even though they're not an official color. So we sort of brought that back a couple years ago. So we're trying to get that whole home side full with BullDog blue. A lot of people call it baby blue. We call it BullDog blue, and hopefully our fans. Follow suit, and we also got faculty appreciation. Our guys are going to name a faculty member or administrator or someone that works in the building, someone that they appreciate, and we'll do that and have those give the jerseys out to each one of the teachers or whoever they choose to wear or display in their room. And then last but not least, we got a awful good opponent to come in this week with the Chesterton Trojans. They're 5-2 right now, coming off a real close victory last week, and they just find a way to win. And they're very, very formidable, and offensively they're huge up front. They've got a couple 300-pounders that just come out and try to maul you and move the ball, and Coach Peterson does a great job with that. And then on the defensive side, Coach McCormick, who I've known forever since he was a 16-year-old kid at Portage, does an exceptional job with their defense. And I'll be honest with you, last year we're not so sure we walked out the field and should have won. I think they outplayed us, they outcoached us over at Chesterton, and their defense came out in a little bit different look than what we prepared for, and we didn't look very good at all. And I think we ended up putting up maybe 21 points, a couple scores late. So lesson learned. We'll have to prepare for a couple different things that they do now. They do a good job of blitzing off the edge, and have a lot of exotic things that they do, and we'll have to be ready for it, and hopefully we play a little bit better than what we did last year. But big challenge. They're still in the conference race, and we know if we want to continue to do what we need to do, we're going to have to play a lot better than we did last week, or last year for that matter.
Coach, has it sunk into your players yet that, there's 2 games left in this regular season, that this is potentially the last home game?
Yeah, we talk about, last week, even just getting on that bus, like, don't take any game for granted. Like, before you know it, this thing's going to be all over, and you got a season like this, and you got guys that you get the opportunity to work with that are just outstanding. You love coming to practice, and our players come wanting to practice with them, and I mentioned that today at practice, and so you just see some guys shaking their heads like they can't believe it's there. But we got to play one game at a time and just enjoy it, and know that this week is the last time it could be the last time they walk out on that field, and if it is, they want to make sure we're representing Crown Point in the right way.
Well, it happens Friday night. Make sure you're wearing your BullDog blue. Get out into the stands. It's a 7 o'clock start against the Chesterton Trojans. Last regular season home game before the playoffs start. So we'll see where the draw. When is the draw? The draw coming up?
Coming up. We haven't looked. We're so focused on what we're doing. I think it might be this week, but I'm not sure. And we really never put a big emphasis on that. We got 2 games to go, a huge game this week, and when they tell us where we're going on that tournament, we'll go. So,
you got to play whoever they draw.
Exactly.
Well, the one to worry about is Friday night, so make sure you're there 7 o'clock against Trojans, right there at BullDog Field. Coach, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks again. Another shout out for Alex Nicola Group and Station 21 as well. We appreciate you guys
very much, and we'll be back next week with more BullDog Bark. We'll see you next week.